Her brain had shorted out on the word favor. "Are you freaking kidding me?" she asked her phone, gripping it with a force that threatened to shatter it. Lena in trouble was nothing new. Ever since high school, on through college, and even after, she'd been getting herself or someone else into shit she couldn't always talk her way out of. Thinking Lindsey would simply forget about tonight and rush in to help her was simply par for the course. But Jesus, it had to stop sometime, didn't it? One thing was for sure. No way was she going to that address, wherever it was. To some strange place to ask someone she didn't know for... what, even? Who was she supposed to be looking for? She wasn't about to let Lena make her look like an idiot on top of everything. No one else could get her out of her warm cocoon on the couch to face the biting cold. She didn't know what she might find at her sister's apartment. She didn't care. But she was going all the same. Lena probably wouldn't be there, but maybe it wouldn't be too difficult to nose around and find out where she was. Then she would go find her, even if she had to hop on a plane to do it. There were some things she desperately needed to say to Lena's face, and it was well past time. She rushed through her apartment, throwing on a coat and shoving her feet into boots, her pulse pounding in her ears. No one else on earth could push her buttons like this. Lindsey hadn't trusted Lena since college, her twins' antics during that particular time of their lives having been the final straw. Yes, she was her sister. Yes, Lindsey still loved her as such. Gossip sessions, shopping trips, friendship, those areas had always come easily. But real trust? That ship had sailed years ago, when Lena had pulled what was probably her cruelest stunt of all, at least that Lindsey knew of. The skeletons that could lurk hidden in Lena's closet were enough to give her cold chills. The two of them had the same face, and Lena probably had enough enemies that Lindsey should look over her own shoulder when she walked down the street. In the back of the Uber she called because wine and rage and driving didn't mix. She white-knuckled her purse straps all the way to her sister's apartment, going over everything she wanted to say in her mind, in case Lena was there. Confrontation ordinarily tied her tongue up in knots, and no doubt it would this time. She had to have her words straight in her head or they would slip right out. But niggling in the back of her mind was the fact that their parents would never get over an irreparable rift between them, no matter the cause. It was enough for her to zero in on a few of the epithets she wished to hurl at Lena's perpetually smug face, but not many. If Lena was off having a grand adventure with plans to show up next week, thinking all was well, she added the epithets back in. Long ago, Lena had given Lindsey a key to her apartment so she could water her plants while she was away. The plants had died anyway. Lena didn't even take care of them herself after she got home from wherever she'd been. But Lindsey had hung on to the key, and it had come in handy more than once. She stalked directly to her sister's door, lifted her fist to beat on it, thought better of it. She might not even answer, and fit the key into the lock. The sight that greeted her as she flipped the nearby light switch caused her heart to stutter and her breath to catch, momentarily choking her. Her sister's apartment was trashed. Chapter 2. Only one bulb remained in the overhead light, but it was enough to illuminate the chaos around her. Lindsey brought a shaking hand to her mouth as her mind tried to make sense of the destruction. Of Lena's overturned furniture, slashed couch cushions, scattered knickknacks, broken picture frames. Terror froze her thoughts in its icy clutches, and she surged blindly forward. "Lena? Lena, are you here?" Only silence greeted her, terrible and absolute, broken by the crunch of glass under her feet. She bent down to lift the remnants of a picture frame that had once held a photo of the two of them. Lindsey owned the exact same frame and photograph. "Summer Memories," the frame read, along with a cute beach scene in one corner, a chair in the sand, a bucket, an umbrella. But the picture was gone. Lindsey cast a glance.